Hey guys, Coach Michael here. As I promised, this is our first of what I hope are going to be many strength training videos, and I've got my handy assistant, Max Merlino here, and so I hope I can get this in one take because the boy may make me laugh or something. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to give you 5 simple mat things you can do on a mat to help strengthen mainly the pelvis, glutes, hips, outer hips, things like that, and a little bit of low back work, okay? So there's tons of stuff I want to show you guys, but I just want to start with the basics, and I got some props here. I'm going to roll through this, just go over it for a few minutes here, okay? So first, move number 1 is something called a quadruplex, okay? This is mainly for low back. It gets the glutes a little bit. And this is kind of a staple that I use for runners. Actually, I use it for most of my clients to work the low back, okay? So what you want is, you want a mat like this. I'll show you different progressions you can do on this later, okay, to make it tougher. So quadruplex, think quad, 4, all 4s. We're gonna get in this position. Knees are underneath the hips. Hands are underneath the shoulders. You want a pretty, if you kind of see my back there, pretty flat back. Head's tucked down so my head is level with my back, okay? And what we're gonna do here is opposite arm leg, okay? So I'm gonna hang my right arm out, my left leg out. You start here with the fingertips and the toes touching the floor of the mat, okay? And we're gonna lift from the shoulder, we're gonna lift from the butt, okay? Now the key on this one is when you guys lift the leg, don't bend the knee. You wanna hang the weight of the leg out here, lift straight up. Okay, so this is how it looks, okay? So what you're doing here is working the low back diagonally, okay? You wanna exhale when you're doing the lift, breathe in on the way down. I do anywhere from like 12 to 17 reps per side. Okay, so you get the idea here. And again, avoid any flexion in the knee. Then when you're done with that, we're gonna get to the other side. Make sure your hips are squared out. Wrist is underneath your shoulder. Opposite arm leg, arm out, leg out. Fingertips and toes here. Lift and then come down into your toes and your fingertips tap the floor, okay? So that's called a quadruplex, okay? All right, now if you want to get fancier with these, you get stronger, real simply, you can put an ankle weight on that leg you're working. You could take a small dumbbell, hold up 1 second, small dumbbell here, and this would be down the road when you can knock these out pretty comfortably. 1 leg out, 1 arm out. Now we're going to lift this weight, and we're going to come up with the weight here. And by the way, in the front here, we're actually working the back of the shoulder here, okay, in the front. All right? So you can progress to that. You can do other things to make it tougher, like I've got this little squishy pad here, okay? You can take a pillow that you've got around the house and plant your knee on that. Now, you want a cushion mat. This is not that cushion, okay? I would get a cushion mat to do all your floor work with. This is a squishy mat. So now when I've got my knee on here, it's a lot more unstable. So when I do my moves here, I'm kind of floating around with it. So you get a little balance work in here when you're doing this, okay? So that's what you can kind of progress to once your regular quadruplex gets pretty easy, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2 is something called this bridging. Let me move this out of the way. And this is good primarily for the low back, okay? So, and I'm gonna show you some progressions on this too. So, what we're gonna do is you're gonna get down flat on the mat. Okay, hands flat. Your feet should be flat. Your legs should be about 90 degrees, okay? And all I'm gonna do, I want you guys thinking about here is if I had a rope attached to my hips and I had somebody pulling me up to the ceiling, you're gonna lift your hips up. Okay, and on the way up, I want you to tighten your abs, tighten your glute and your butt muscles, okay, on the way up. So we're gonna bridge up pretty high here, where your thighs are kind of parallel with your trunk. Hold that. Slow on the way down until your butt hits the mat, and then back up. So you wanna exhale on the way up, slow on the way down. Okay, you get the idea here, okay? So these look easy, but if you've got low back weakness, you want to get pretty good at these. This is a great way to loosen the back up before a run, okay? Now, when you get good at those, what you can do is add an extension, okay? So we can bridge up, try to keep the hips stable, and do an extension with one leg while you've got your trunk up, okay? Extend right, keep your trunk up there tight, extend left, squeeze that thigh nice and tight, then back down, okay? So it's bridge up, extend right, plant right, extend left, plant left, back to the mat, okay? So that makes it a little bit tougher. Max, could you throw me that green ball up there? Right here, man. Okay. Oh man, the boy almost took me out. Then you can progress to something, you can add hamstrings to that, so we're working the low back. These are called ball bridges. So I got my feet here, my heels on the ball. I'm flat on the mat. I'm gonna bridge up off the ball, dig the heels into the ball, roll the ball towards me until it almost touches my butt here. Hold that, bridge back to your starting point, then back down, okay? So what this does, it's low back, it's abs tight, glutes here, but when I dig my heels in and roll it towards me, I'm engaging the hamstrings. So for you guys that work out at home, obviously you don't have a hamstring curl machine. This is a great way to work the hamstrings without any equipment, okay? So it's bridge up, butt and abs tight, dig the heels in, pull, kind of roll the ball towards you, push the ball away, keep the trunk up, and then back down on the mat. Okay, so again, that's 3 progressions you can do. Regular bridge, bridge with extension, and I'm gonna take the camera out, just put that behind you, bud. Okay, and then ball bridge, okay? Third move I wanna give you guys is something called a fire hydrant. So I don't wanna no need to get too descriptive here, but just think of a dog and a fire hydrant, okay? What a dog does to a fire hydrant. So this is great for hip, outer hip, a little bit of low back, okay? I had a new client that started last week, 30-year-old runner, ran the Houston Marathon, barely got in at 6 hours. She's in great shape, doesn't need to lose any weight. I used some of these moves with her the other day, and she had a pretty tough time with most of this stuff, okay, so including this one. This is a fire hydrant. So we're gonna do here, almost that same position we did with the quadruplex, okay? Knees are underneath the hips, wrist underneath the shoulders, back is kind of flat here, okay? And then what we're gonna do here is just lift the leg sideways. So you're gonna maintain that knee underneath the hip, and just lift the leg out sideways and back to home, okay? You're gonna work one side at a time, you're not gonna alternate here. So if you're on in this case, the left, lift up and come down here. Now when you're doing this, you don't wanna rotate that pelvis too much, okay? So try to stabilize here, suck your stomach in underneath, lift up sideways, back to home base. Lift up sideways, back to home base, okay? Again, you get good at those, you can take an ankle weight like this, add it to your ankle here, and just make it a little bit tougher, okay? Whoop, hold on. Put my Velcro here. So just, you get a cheap pair of ankle weights at your local sporting goods store, okay? Here, and now lift sideways with the weight, okay? Don't start there. If you haven't been doing these, do your own body weight first and then add the weight, okay? Then obviously the same thing on the opposite side, okay? Right, left, okay? So that is a fire hydrant. That's good for the outer hips, okay? A few moves I'm gonna show you for outer hips, outer thighs, okay? And this is called, this is just a side leg raise, pretty simple, okay? So you're gonna lay down here, get comfy, hand behind the head. No, you don't wanna put your hand on your hip because then you can actually stabilize the hip here and make this easier, which we don't wanna do, okay? So hand here, bottom leg is straight, just a slight bend of the knee, top leg is almost straight. And you can see my ankle here, you wanna flex the ankle towards you, okay? Hold it in that position. The hips are squared out, so you don't want to have one hip in front of the other like this or behind you, okay? And then we're just going to lift up. Now, 90 degrees would be all the way up, which most people couldn't do anyway, right? So we're gonna have you guys go up about halfway, 45 degrees, slowing the way down, okay? So with most everything I do, I like to do a 2-4 count. 2 on the work phase, 1, 2, and then nice and slow. 4, 3, 2, 1, until that bottom heel hits the bottom foot, okay? So that's pretty simple. And again, this is one of those things, you guys could do this during commercial breaks. You could be watching one of your favorite shows, there's a commercial on, you could hit the floor and do a lot of this stuff, okay? So pretty simple. And again, hardly any equipment, okay? Now again, progression-wise, if you want to make this tougher, and if you guys buy an ankle weight, this is made by All Pro, okay? And it's got these little pegs in here. So you can start with 1 pound and then progress up to, they have one that's actually 10 pounds on one ankle weight. Okay, now when I do leg raise, you can put it at the ankle. A lot of times I like to put it actually at the knee. So make sure when you get ankle weights, get one with a long Velcro strap. So you can actually put it on the lower thigh, okay? The reason I do this is the closer I can get the resistance to the joint that's working, in this case the hip, it's just a little bit, you're gonna work the hip a little bit more. If I go to the ankle, I like to go a little bit lighter weight, okay? But we're gonna keep it in this position, so this can make it tougher, okay? And you don't need much weight. Most ankle weight sets are about 2.5 pounds to 3 pounds for a set. Okay, so same thing here. Another type of resistance I'll use, which I love, is a band like this, okay? This is just a flat resistance band. Most sporting goods stores have. This is, I don't know, it's probably about a foot long by about 3/4 of an inch wide by about 1/8 of an inch thick, okay? So what I love about bands is it's progressive resistance. So again, I'm gonna always bring this up at the thighs, okay? And I like about this is even at this point, it's grabbing at me a little bit. It's just a little bit of resistance, right? But as I come up, it's a lot more, okay? So I love using the bands. The weight is static. The resistance changes where it's easy and tough at the top, okay? Same thing here, you wanna keep that ankle flexed towards you, okay? And we're gonna lift up, okay? So this is another way. So those are your progressions. Body weight only. You can add an ankle weight. I like to put it at the thigh. And if you don't have, if the Velcro thing on there is not long enough for thigh, you can always put it at the ankle, but just make it a little bit lighter, okay? So this is just a side leg raise. So we're gonna work it right, we're gonna work it left. With most of the stuff, as I mentioned, it's gonna be, 2 to 3 sets. I'd always start with 2 sets of all these exercises, okay? So another variation of this one, this would be for outer hip too, is called hip extension, okay? So I'll just get in a different position just to kind of change it up. So almost same position as what we did for the side leg raise, okay? We're gonna get in this position, and what we're gonna do is bottom leg is straight, top leg is bent. So I've got my knee aligned with my hip. So if you look at you can probably see this, Max, in the camera, but between the knee and the hip, if I drew a line here and then hip to trunk, it's like a 90-degree angle here, okay? This foot, you lay this flat on the opposite knee, hold here, and we're gonna rotate sideways like this, okay? And my hips in this situation are like really tight. These are tough for me to do. So we're gonna square those hips out and lift that leg sideways like this. You're gonna come down with the knees almost to the mat, kind of taps the mat, and then up sideways. Slow the way down, and then the way up, okay? And then once again, as you get more flexible here, you'll be able to lift that knee higher. And then when you get good at that, you can take an ankle weight like this, gradually add weight and get that up to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 pounds, okay? So that's called a hip external rotation, hip extension, okay? And you would do that with an ankle weight or your body weight, right, left, okay? So, I think I got it in one take, not bad. We got our little lighting studio here. So this is how we're gonna do it, guys. And eventually I'll take some of these moves. I just wanna throw some stuff out at you. See, just take it into your home. I'm gonna probably link up to Amazon.com and give you guys some resources on where you can buy this band or my recommended ankle weights. If you need like a foam pad like this, just simple stuff that's not gonna cost you that much money. You can buy on Amazon, okay? and just find a corner of your house or a little milk crate or something and put that stuff in there. And then I'll just keep rolling these moves out, and then eventually when we've got enough moves, we'll do set workouts where I'll actually hit the clock and I'll put you through a workout, okay? So we did quadruplex, bridges, fire hydrants, side leg raises, and side hip extensions today, okay? All this will address low back and all the muscles around the hip and the pelvis, okay? So thanks for tuning in, and we'll stay tuned for the next strength training workout, okay? Thanks, have a great day, bye.